Total Souls, and I'm doing a comparison of the cash conversion cycle of Barnes & Noble and Amazon. First, we need to retrieve sales and cost of goods from these two companies along with their inventory and accounts receivables and payables. We then need to calculate the average daily sales and purchases for both companies. To calculate average daily sales, you take their total sales and divide it by the number of days in the year. Assuming a 365-day year, we get the average daily sales of 10.3 million for Barnes & Noble and 487.30 million for Amazon. Then we calculate their average daily sales, so we take their total cost of goods sold and divide that by 365, and we get 6.98 million for Barnes & Noble and 306.66 million for Amazon. Next, we calculate their inventory conversion period. We need to take the average of their ending inventory from the previous year and the beginning inventory for the current year. You then divide that by their average daily purchases. So for Barnes & Noble, we get 136.29 rounded up to 137 days, and for Amazon we get 44.85 rounded up to 45 days. This essentially measures the average time it takes to convert inventory into finished goods and to sell those goods. Next, we calculate their receivables collection period. To do this, we take their average of their beginning and ending accounts receivables and divide that by their average daily sales. For Barnes & Noble, we get 7 days, and for Amazon, we get 23 days. This measures how long it takes customers to pay the company for their products. Next, we calculate their payables deferral period. We take their average accounts payable and divide that by their average daily purchases. For Barnes & Noble, we get 67 days, and for Amazon, we get 98 days. This measures the average amount of time between a company purchases supplies, material, and labor from its suppliers on accounts payable and when it pays for them. Finally, we can calculate their cash conversion cycle. To do this, we just add up their inventory conversion period and receivables collection period and subtract their payables deferral period from that. For Barnes & Noble, we get a cash conversion cycle of 77 days, and for Amazon, we get negative 31 days. This essentially measures how long a company's cash is tied up in their inventory. The difference between these two companies' cash conversion cycles can be attributed to the dramatic increase in online sales over the past decade and how Barnes & Noble are still prominently a brick-and-mortar store, which tends to take longer to sell their inventory, while Amazon has seen increasing sales year over year. With the simplicity of scrolling through thousands of books on your phone instead of going to an actual store makes Amazon a winner. Technology is the way of the future, and Barnes & Noble has struggled to follow this trend. What the cash conversion cycle measures is how long a firm will be deprived of cash if it increases its investment in inventory in order to increase its sales. So it essentially measures the liquidity risk entailed by growth. With Amazon and their negative cash conversion cycle, it means that they are generating revenue from their customers before they have to pay their suppliers for their inventory. It's basically an interest-free way to finance operations through borrowing from suppliers. For Barnes & Noble, it means that their cash is tied up in their inventory, since the longer inventory takes to sell, the longer it takes to collect accounts receivable. Having your money tied up in your inventory gives you less flexibility and can make it harder for a company to grow.